In this video, we'll be going over gait and balance. It is important to maintain a proper gait pattern and stable balance in order to prevent falls. Starting with gait, or how we walk, we want to focus on foot placement, standing upright posture, and foot clearance. In addition, pacing. However fast we walk can put us at risk for falling. Okay, before we start to walk and before we start working on our gait pattern, we want to make sure that we have good foot placement. So you want your feet shoulder width apart. That ensures good base of support. Also, what we want to do is make sure our posture is not leaning forward, but standing erect with our shoulders back, our head up, and eyes looking forward. Space your feet shoulder width apart. Now, before we take a step forward, what we want to do is make sure that you step all the way through and land with your heel first. Go ahead. Good. Space your feet apart, turn around. If you're already at risk for falls, you might want to use an assisted device. We'll start with using a cane first. You always want to place the cane on the stronger side and on the opposite of the weaker leg. So what we'll do is the sequencing that goes with gait training and using a cane is to step forward, is to bring the cane forward with the right hand, step forward with the left foot, and you want to step through. You want to maintain all the key factors with good upright posture, a step through gait pattern, and slow, steady pace. Okay, the important thing about using a cane, you want to make sure that it's the proper height. And what we want here is we want at least 20 degrees of elbow flexion here. We don't want it too high, and we don't want it too low to where there's elbow extension. All right, we'll continue with gait training using the quad cane. Just to make sure, you want to plant that quad cane very firm, all four legs on the ground, and then step through. We're going to continue gait training, but this time we're going to use a front wheel walker. Usually people that are at high fall risk or a moderate fall risk will need to use a front wheel walker. And so what we'll do is we'll practice all the same things that we've been practicing with good upright posture, feet shoulder width apart, and then practicing that step through gait pattern. Go ahead. In order to ensure a safe and stable walking pattern, it is essential that we have a good balance. Balance is not only required for walking, but balance is required for activities of daily living, like standing at a sink washing hands, or reaching above head and reaching for an object. This could bring us out of our center of gravity and challenge our balance. What we're going to do is start with feet together. Place your hands on the counter. Your feet go together. Okay. Your feet together creates a narrow base of support, so it's challenging your balance. So the progression to this is to go ahead and close your eyes. This takes away spatial awareness. So you want to start with 10 seconds, and then you want to progress to 30-second increments. Another progression is to go ahead and remove one hand. In this way, you only have one hand for support. And if that's too easy, you could go ahead and move that hand and then hold for 30 seconds. And you want to repeat this 5 repetitions each. Good. The next balance exercise will be single leg stance. You want to place your hands on the counter, and then what you want to do is lift either your right leg or your left leg up, and you want to hold for 10 seconds. You want to progress to 30-second holds, and to progress from there, you want to take one hand off the table. The progression from here is you could go ahead and close your eyes. for 10 to 30 seconds, and then you can place your hands back on there. You could go ahead and alternate legs and do the same sequencing. All right, let's continue with another balance exercise. This one is a tandem stance. So what we'll do is place your hand on the counter, and then you're going to place your left foot forward. The progression for this is to place your left foot right in front of your right foot. And so the progression from this is to go ahead and close your eyes and hold for 10 seconds, and then progress to 30-second holds. This next balance exercise is going to be marching. What we want to do is, once again at the kitchen counter, you want to place your hand on the counter, and then what we're going to do is slowly do a march, alternating legs, right and left, nice and slow. And then what you want to gradually do is increase to high knee marches, but make sure you go very slow. And you want to perform one set of 10 and rest, and then another set of 10. Okay, as mentioned before, it's important to have good balance while performing activities of daily living. We're going to demonstrate how to wash your hands at the kitchen sink. So what you want to do is go ahead and square up with the sink, feet shoulder width apart, put a slight bend in your knees, and you could begin to wash your hands. The second option, what you can do is stand with your feet staggered with your knee bracing against the cabinet and washing your hands. And if you need to, you could alternate legs. Another activity in the kitchen or in the bathroom that might affect your balance is reaching overhead or reaching down below. We're going to practice reaching overhead, and what you're going to do is going to go ahead and stand in front of the cabinet. You get to stand with a staggered stance, one foot in front of the other, one hand on the counter, and you're going to open the cabinet door. And then what you're going to do is going to reach for the item, bring it down on the counter, and then close the door. Following these basic steps and exercises to improve your gait and balance will essentially reduce your risk of falling. Make sure to perform these activities in a safe environment with family present. For more information and resources, you can go to ruhealth.org/falls.